West African migrants, migrants, deport omo de Abagana has say. Now, and opposition party, equally on the current NDC government say, sorry, now, what is US doing with Ghana in terms of say, yes, we were free trade, you were free passing, and deportees, African, the omo Ghana, nature, no, ya the omo countries now, omo lawyer. 6 deportees by no more lawyers as a patch say shipping omudia omako Togo. 3 of them although are Togolese, the other ones we don't know their nationality as a covered kakra.
One more migrants now now Donald Trump and Mahama do say omo US omo krata you deport your Togo and yaso mu nyina kugwe brebe mi
yaso 6 at the core. Na 6 na ye de economy ensa e Togo for me ensa so de yesi omo nationality no ya hide and no na omo lawyer say on tiase omo nye Togo for nti why do you have to take them to Togo? That is a big question. Now as a country ye nima ye de ye I to say ye attract hate be e de ama ye ho form.
Argument was that say me try Mahama's argument was that omo nyina ye Africans.
Okay,
so internal can so be omo in the first place.
Omo nyina ye Africans but say ye to me who say obi wo hono ma se ye de ni ko ni kroma ye de ye fa ni ko ni krom no hu se afi no kwakwasa ababo na asio se you know something like that but wo de ni besi akwansi fi na afi de wo de na kokroa on fi ma ho ko be ya mo boko asinse eninti omo lawyers asore na legal team no say Ghana court kwapo anya there because edu baby no they called on the government President John Dramani Mahama say money inform nko no so na so that is what the lawyer is saying. Say, as according to what deport you.
So the 3 people, 6 people no mobile.
6 people no mobile.
Emumiensa. Na de brekra aba 40 biaba.
Aba.
Be 6 year do omo Togo.
Yeah.
Emumiensa en Togo for.
Exactly.
3 na kan omo nationality ni.
Ya hide for now.
Okay. And we sue government of Ghana say ye deport you aba Ghana. And Ghana so deport you ma ko bibia omuni.
Omunim, yes.
How do they survive? Because America omo kan bro, who do omo Togo, omo kan French.
How? So that is the big question. Let's look on the screen and then just get into it. BBC okay. Because I'm lawyer reporting my BBC. Okay. I see 6 West Africans deported from US sent to Togo despite legal fights. And you know they are not born in home or they say emremuno obe to me ako ediajen in call for. I say at least 6 of the 11 West African deported to Ghana as part of the US crackdown on immigration has been transferred to Togo.
Okay.
Their lawyers have said the group was in process of suing Ghana's government to prevent their further deportation amid concerns over their safety. Now, what am I remember now on so baby?
Okay,
and see almost in Siana by na chese out of 11 no 6 near the omako na 6 no 3 na to go for 3 near to go for na emramu and sese ye to me pimpio motiko edekosa sa na omo lawyer no e kanti na lawyer ne de o se be ya yen twentwen so na yen famra kwan so ne yen hu se ne ye be den ye betumi edi niama yi atu ye but enya sa na ye hu no
omo ba ye ne deport omo
yeah.
Now omo catches okay deport if America ya Ghana but then allow us to settle in kakra ni hu ye ho ano
exactly
because e bia nipa no fi Somalia na Somalia wo ho a ontimi fa ne nko Somalia you see the number African country
yeah
it's who the man time no hu so okay see am me kro back and I say bia meetima wo Ghana because Mahama oje omo no de a opa so munya ya Africans which means you want them to stay in the country
and that means that you should already have a plan. What they do?
Okay.
And you need plan now. Why do you have to even accept them in the first place? Now all of a sudden to say I want woman tiko say omunko baby fufro. Omunko koye den ohonum.
That's a big question.
All right. Or see we can confirm that 6 were sent to Togo. The others have been sent to countries which I can't disclose at this point. In the out of 11, yeah, the 6 was Togo, 5 in so there. Omo countries say do omakon yen to me mo so say na lawyer ne e kam. Na omo lawyer ne friend Oliver Baka.
Wait. Oliver
Baka Vomawo. No catch a BBC information way. I say only 3 of those sent to Togo are Togolese. the nationalities of the others have not been disclosed. Enti omo makana omo so omo ka 6 ne ho no omo de omo nye Togo for nanso omo da sorry ya no ye de omo ba Ghana no ya san piepie omo tiko ade akoye nim say Donald Trump somewhere early this year January ni mo en ofi ase e kan say African countries ene nkofo bi a omo nkrata asem enye omo nkrata asem poye omo da scholarship so omo ye adwuma ne nkeka ho nyina na obehwehwe mu na obi a osese ye san bo no ekono na ya bo na ko nti Donald Trump ena ayesa we ya amasesi na about 40 people lady kan aba aside omo no ena sesi 11 we aba na 11 we aba no dia ama asem we abeya topical dia ama asem we air trendy ama asem we BBC for asomu ene se eye nkofo omaba no ye san so e de omo kokura omo mfri eso eno ene raise concerns about Ghana government, how prepared we are. Ayade ye ho akose ye beje san nkofo
Nigeria mpe boni nti na Nigeria so onji obia.
Enya so mo mpe boni, but the thing is who fi bibia ase a e say wo plan a wo de beto ase se na be ya hu say ye di fi ha e de ko ha de ko but wunya ji omo na wo san so de omo ko baby for without any validation na che say it's a big question mark.
So omunya
Ghana for
look at this. So Mahama should have just taken Ghanaians anyway to Asuma.
All right. See, the deportees' lawyer have subsequently withdrawn their case against the Ghana government as it has been overtaken by events. See, nyama bebre ko suninti asem ko de ko to kwampono. Wasan so atwe asa omolaya na na eka. See, however, they are still pursuing a separate case, arguing that their rights have been violated. Ampa omo rights and omo freedom there. Obi our freedom of speech, obi our freedom of movement, obi our right to move any ade enunti se bibi sa na di na ba the country Ghana na wa also begin na afi de o sand ne ko ba bia. It raises a lot of questions. The lawyer said the deportation had made it impossible for the authorities to bring them before the court or justify the detention. Now wow we a lawyer now won cover wudi asema momo no already no mu ni Ghana ha na ye de o mako baby fufu na asem na wudi ne say no ti omo lawyer no oba chese say asem no ko de akodan court no emu ayedi ontumi ndi asem no esanse nkofo se ofro na asem no nka yentumi endi ni ye no sankofo ni nyina ye de omo kokro fufu so last week Mr. Baka Eyavomawo told the BBC that he wanted the government to produce the group in court and justify why they were being held against their will, adding that they had not violated any Ghanaian law and their detention in the military camp was therefore illegal. In the military camp. And also assemba kwa ema lawyer no so a bit edgy kakra because omo Ghana for omo Africa for omaba. But they have not done anything wrong. Omo boni bia. And why do you have to detain them in a military camp?
And omo born and say omo overstay in US, which is also a crime. But
yeah.
And I'm sure say one more band they have their criminal history.
Okay.
Until obi a violent criminal, obi a murderer.
Yeah.
Until a deported now or Jenna, and was so making sure say obi continue kakra na obi yina.
And
then if those people are among criminal, why do you take them to the military camp and deport them to Togo,
a country where they are not from? Aha. On Tuesday, he expressed disappointment with Ghana's justice system, noting that the court could have intervened to prevent their deportation. And until lawyer Bakavoma wo patch say anka court no ebetumi akase sanko for my for monko yen twen kakra na yentumi enye nyama ye bat court ne nso nhwe haya mankofo no ye de oma konti ondo si we dig Ghana court ho ya opa ye mransem ne se ne ye tututu ye nyama no o say we are very very much disappointed. The deportees, who include nationals of Nigeria, Togo, Liberia, and the Gambia, were previously held in U.S. detention facility before being deported on a U.S. military plane in shackles to Ghana. And that shackles, nature say, you don't console egugugu omo and you don't mobile. Omo say na ya bindi omo. To Ghana under an agreement with the Ghanaian government. And Ghanaian government said no one says uncle for nebetumi agiomo. Enti nkofo e ba e bi fi Nigeria, e bi fi Togo, e bi fi Liberia, na e bi nso fi Gambia. Na sa enkan no mo wo US detention camp ba se sia no ye de omo e ba Ghana, but all of a sudden no na ye te say ya sanso ahyepi omo off no.
Now what can I think we have a picture of shackles na ye de omo shame.
Okay.
Because in Sema Yekin someone obiti chibi onim exactly what we are talking about. So we have a picture yeah the better screens for you to see. And it's so sad that these things are even going on. Me honestly, me per Trump a sempe year, but then I also believe that due process should be followed.
Due process should be followed.
Or maybe bonnet, but it was into share where shackles. So where Mexico for one more movie Latin America South America Mexico, Brazil into plane into military plane needs to be near. And they be near shackles na here can where they go omusisi it's the same and nine sabe pepper na Ghana for the number is just a way more call South America and Siciliano connect man because it looks like all of them their hands are in front of them. The military, this comes from a US military side. Make it this up. According to they do this and migrants be or be person or cause trouble.
Okay, be a violent. Okay.
So what you say? Into any ya restraining on Sunday or nine. Exactly. So I understand them in a point. They will say in a humane way.
Yeah. Say yeah 2 years.
Ghana for the any mobile so ye mobile need military camp anyway sent to us.
All right. I see the deal for Ghana to take in nationals from various West African countries was announced by President John Dramani Mahama 2 weeks ago, saying he has been approached by US to accept the deportees and that it was because there was free movement of people in West Africa. And until 2 weeks near and John Dramani Mahama Edibetu just says see no Jatum say ampa US for e can say omo deport Africa for no obeji nkofo bia ye Africans ye be deport omo no mo ba na baby say ye de omo fa no ye de omo fa no nti na ono nso waje sa agreement na atum that was 2 weeks ago. Into this case a very very sensitive part because obi o no ma waje ne dia ba de but what is the plan? What a bigger picture na we say free movement Africa into free movement no was the right place and to keep them was a military camp na
Mahama called UN recently or make his speech say this for Pan-Africanism say Africa in the United States of Africa so could you travel or champion on social media but then you brought these people who are Africans and you deported them back. Which means one Kasano
to some countries they don't even have any ties with.
Of course, yes. So Pan-Africanism. Udi omoba, ube create a space for them. No one deportees camp.
Liberia, exactly.
And so to be a deportees camp, so they can choose to leave to their home countries, or stay. Now one more my Ghana for, but this is the case of Moba. Who's now deported, which means they are
now deported or Mokoko won't found home country so
exactly. Who is they're trapping and no crowd here? Who then they are West.
So ne papa mo na nkofo bi e ka se ne papa mo ene nke yenyai na nka omo countries country bia wa ambassador country bia nso e wa omo legal team ni ade enti nka wo ja omo na wo hwe na huntimi nhwe omo country ambassador betimi aya arrangement na ya be form de omo akom krom eno no okodu a sana Ghana for bebe kan eno no okodu ho no ma otimi uso otimi to na bra boss o se ne openo but you see awasan ko ja no wa kwantin fi no. But
there's a strategic meaning to this because in it was reported say US visa sanctions no media to Ghana for say untimi nya 5 years multiple entry and America let me tell you the way Trump operates in such a way say onu operate here he always wants to
dominate. Yes.
Thank you for that word. Yeah. So you as a player, I remember said Michigan University negotiation skills. So basically, some BBC it will not be daily. Depending on the pedigree or the stature of the person, you can act in a way to make the person feel like you're in charge. But then it's like a soft power, like Oba.
Yeah.
Women will not tell a man koyesi.
Because honey, I do it all. Yeah, mommy, I come in.
And I say a common thing in Baye. wow, yeah, any bad tenting, and your insushi or Messi, you know, the quid area. So, Brandon, Minsao, what's a Missao? Oh, again, my picture. Brandon, power. She indirectly told you to do it without telling you to do it.
To do it, exactly.
So, negotiation skills, no Mahama may have any Okudu black one may have played this. Okay, let's take the deportees into Trump or sanction for banning for. We can make the argument say we've done this A and B as you said. Can you remove it? And that was the result. I need that visa sanctions, you know, or reverse it. So it could be one of the approach. It could be one of the approach.
Yeah.
All right.